What's up, y'all? It's another video with PREZ Lifestyles. I definitely want to do a video before the week starts with the stock market and stuff like that. I definitely want to say though, last week was a pretty good week in stocks. As I said, it's fourth quarter, so retail is about to start going crazy. Um, what I'm going to be paying attention to this coming week will be Gap, of course, Kohl's, of course, and surprisingly, American Airlines. I'm gonna talk about that in a second. Um, Cryptocurrency, Ethereum is actually doing really well. It's on a rise to hitting 5,000. Right now, it's about 4,700. So it's definitely it's been making moves. A lot of people haven't been talking about it, but it's been making moves. Um, I definitely wanted to talk about the difference between a personal loan and a loan that you're using as far as debt salidation. So debt salidation loans and personal loans, they're completely different. So a personal loan, you get the money, whatever the case is. They don't actually really any questions for depending where you're going. Um, Now, uh, debt salidation loan, they're gonna ask you for a lot of additional information as far as what debts do you want to pay off. You have to provide the information, and then depending on the place, they'll give you checks with that name on the check, so you can't cash it for yourself. What happens though? There's a way around it. What happens is though, let's say you're in debt for 5,000 and you want 10,000. If you get approved for that 10,000 and your debt is about 5,000, $6,000, you get to keep the rest. So that works out. But of course, the other ones, the other amount, the whatever the case is, they'll have it mailed out to the debts that you want to pay off. So it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's a good thing if you don't have the discipline to get the money and actually pay off your debts and what you wanted it for in the first place, because that happens to a lot of people. A lot of people say, if I had $10,000, I'll pay this off, I would do this, I'll do that, and then they get the $10,000 and they have all that money at one time. You know what they do? They just spend it on nothing that they said they was going to use the money for in the first place. So that's the differences. Depending where you go, they can also ask you questions like this. They might ask you, what's your, for collateral, do you have a car? If you do, what's the VIN number on it, how many miles you got on it. You get hit with questions like that because the mindset is if you don't pay the loan back, then they can probably take your vehicle as collateral. So I mean, it's little things like that. Liability, of course, and asset columns, I tell people there's differences. A house initially is not an asset. A car initially is not an asset. For me, I always feel like a car is going to be an asset regardless. That's just me because I like to get around. When I like to get around, it cuts my time in half, and saving time is the most important thing for me. So I'm always going to say that it's an asset. But let's break down what an asset and a liability really is. A liability is basically something that's costing you money. An asset is something that's bringing in money. Of course, it'll bring you more money than what it's actually costing you. So, with that being said, initially, a car and a house is really not considered an asset initially. But now, if you're doing rental property, or if you have a two-family, you have tenants on the other side, then of course that house will now become an asset column because it's now generating money for you. And versus you having a house that you live in and you're paying a mortgage on it every month. So that's when it becomes more of a liability than an asset. Same with a car. Like if you're not using it for stuff like Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash, Shipt, things of that nature, then a car will be considered more so as a liability than an asset. But again, it's all on how you utilize things. So like I said, that's just a fast breakdown and differences of liabilities and assets. Like I said, I'm not trying to make this video too long, so I'm going to try to speed through a little bit. Now, I'm going to go back to what I was talking about. The Gap. As I said, that's something I'm going to be looking into for this coming week because, of course, they did their partnership that they got going with furniture with Walmart. For those who don't know, I'm not sure if I talked about it in one of my videos, but that's definitely something that will, be on the radar for me. I also said American Airlines. American Airlines, they're going to be on the radar for me because they're actually increasing their employees' pay. So I think that's pretty cool. They're increasing their pay for the holidays. So that might be something to look at. And if anybody needs a job and they're looking at what jobs they could possibly get, then there you go. That could actually work for you for the holidays. Personally, it's fourth quarter, so retail, of course, Kohl's I'm always looking at because I'm very fond of that particular stock because I see so much potential that the stock market hasn't calculated yet. So I mean, I definitely pay attention to that. Plus, they pay dividends on their quarterly, so I like that. It's always gonna work for me. You guys know how I feel about dividend paying stocks. Of course, the monthly ones, I love those. So that's really what I really want to break down. Also, I appreciate all the love that I got from the hoodie that I had on for Halloween or whatever the case is. I definitely appreciate that, and I definitely want to touch base on it. So for any independent vendors, clothes designers, you have your own clothing line and you're trying to get a little bit more exposure, I have no problem promoting your work. I love hoodies, so I have no problem giving you some exposure. I will definitely put your links up in my description, and I will definitely talk about it a little bit in my videos. I have no problem doing that. Just make sure you contact me, because as you see, I love to wear hoodies. That's just my thing. And like I said, I have no problem promoting other people, because why not? It really, there's no reason why not to promote other people so that somebody can succeed. It's teamwork at the end of the day. It's all about teamwork and networking. So I believe in that. I'm a strong believer in that. As my supporters, I definitely appreciate you guys. You guys have been amazing. You've honestly made this journey for me very fun. The last thing I will talk about is business credit versus personal credit. Business credit, basically, if you have $5,000 on a business credit card and you decide to use it, it will not bring down your personal credit score, because it's going to be registered under your business credit. Now, what I will suggest is that you use it for business purposes only, because that way you can use it as a tax write-off. Even if you have a personal trip, here's a loophole, even if you have a personal trip, you can honestly have a personal trip that you set up or whatever the case is. The minute that you do anything on that personal trip that involves your business, it now becomes classified as a business trip. So with that being said, you can be able to start claiming some tax write-offs on your personal trip. Just be careful on how you use it. So I'm gonna say that again. With your personal trip, if you're doing anything that relates to your business, you can now use that trip as a tax write-off for your business. So I mean, it's little things like that, depending of course on the nature of your business and of things of that magnitude. So I feel like I covered just a little bit. I kind of went through today because I'm basically on autopilot at this point. We're in November, we're in the fourth quarter, this is crunch time. I'm basically focused, more so for me personally, I'm focused on monthly paying dividend stocks. I have my list up on OnlyFans, so for everybody that's on my OnlyFans, I appreciate you guys, and you already know what stocks that are paying monthly that I am focused in on, and I've been locked in, and it's been moving very, very well for me. So that's just some of the stuff that I wanted to touch base with you guys. I will definitely keep the videos going as always. I feel like Sundays is definitely my favorite time to do a video. Sunday night, it's a whole night before the stock market opens on a Monday at 9:30. So I definitely like to touch base and hit you guys with a quick video. So if you guys are looking for them, you'll be able to catch it and kind of have a mindset of what I'm thinking about for the week coming for the stock market. So if you guys have any questions or anything you want me to touch base on, I definitely will. Just feel free to contact me. I have no problem doing the research, doing the work to see what some of the things that you guys are interested in, or some experiences that some of you guys have had. Please let me know. I have no problem checking it out. As I said, for any clothes designers, independent, please let me know. If you want me to promote your stuff, I have no problem doing that. Especially, like I said, I'm very big on hoodies. I'll wear a regular shirt too. Whatever the case is, I'll definitely promote you and just give you a little bit extra exposure. And like I said, feel free to contact me. I'm here. But anyway, you guys take it easy. As always, all my promoters, all my supporters, you guys been amazing. I highly appreciate y'all, and like I said, let's get together so we can have a better financial tomorrow. Take it easy, guys.